Hey everybody, welcome to, what, it's not Fist. It's the Creek this week.
Creek Week!
And be careful what you say because
anything
you say can and will be used in a sermon illustration. And that includes you. So if you start commenting on Creek Week,
it could be used.
It could be used in a sermon, I'm just saying. I reserve the right.
I reserve the right.
Honestly, no, we'll be very gentle. If you give us any kind of anecdotal material, we'll ask your permission. And by the way, that's a good little note for you, young preacher Padawan learner. You must ask for permission when you use your children in illustrations.
What about your wife?
No, don't ask.
Awesome, that's good to know.
Ask for permission. No, ask for forgiveness. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
It's all a joke. No, you would ask permission. Yes.
Ask permission.
Even for your wife. Yes.
Well, hey, we got a ton of awesome things happening this month and these next couple weeks. One of those things being that literally tonight, as you guys are watching this, 10 a.m.
It's happening.
It's tonight. So as this is released, the night of this release, we are doing a membership class.
That's right.
AC3 Mission is what it's called.
That's right.
Why is membership important in a church, Rick?
Well, especially for us, we need the members to hold this whole organization accountable. So membership is just a biblical concept. Jesus said we're all part of the body of Christ, and each one of us is a member of the body of Christ. So he uses that, or Paul uses that language. So membership is a spiritual concept first. You belong to me, I belong to you, because we're part of the same body. And when we're functioning together, now we're members one with each other, doing the things Jesus would do if his body was here. Okay, but then, so membership at AC3 is a formal thing where we sign a little membership agreement. We say, I will basically live the life of a disciple of Jesus. I hold myself accountable to that, and I join with the family at AC3 to do that here. So why do we have a formal standard of membership? Well, the reason is because our members have a heavy influence in the direction of the church. And we can't give that amount of responsibility to just anybody.
That's true.
So those people have to have a baseline agreement with Allen Creek's statements, strategy, and structure. So they say, yeah, I agree with AC3's basic teachings about the gospel. We all have differences of opinion on the secondary issues, but on the big issues that AC3 sort of said, these are the hills we're going to die on, we agree. And then on the issues of style of ministry, we also say, members say, I agree. So that when you're in the boat and you're rowing with an oar, then you get to have a say in where the church goes. Yeah. So we have membership meetings from time to time, Alex. June for sure, and then usually halfway through the year, and that's where members vote on important direction issues, spending issues, vision issues. So our members have a heavy influence in where the church goes. So that's why we have membership.
Yeah, so if I want to be a member, it's probably really critical for me to go and attend this.
You have to, so, and by the way, if you can't get to this meeting, because let's say you're swing shift or something, they're always on evenings, either Alex or I will meet with you. Yeah. And we will do your own boutique AC3 mission. Yes, your own personal AC3 mission, because we want to make sure you have basically Allen Creek's statements of faith, of strategy, of structure in your head, and you can say, yeah, I agree to that. And I want to go on record and say, I want to live the life of a disciple here at AC3. And then we give you the right to have a say in Allen Creek's future, in direction, in leadership decisions, in spending decisions, which is huge stuff.
It's pretty big.
But before that, we certainly hope that everyone who is a part of a local church sees themselves as a member, whether they signed a piece of paper or not. We want to make sure you say, I'm a participating member of a local church. And a lot of you, I know, you're listening to this, you're already participating member of AC3 because you serve, you give, you attend worship, you're involved in life group, you're inviting friends to our services. That's what members do.
You're creating outreach opportunities.
Yeah, that's what members do. So you're already a member. But why would you do the next step for all the reasons I just said?
So you have influence, and you have the ability to, speak into something.
Yeah, and it's good for you in another way too. Not only do you get a say, but you also get accountability. I like the accountability. Yeah. So I get that little membership agreement, and every year you get another chance to sign it. I go, this year I agree to love God and love the church and love the world. And yeah, do I? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I do. I don't, I'm not just an old idea that, gets dusty and, you blow the dust off this agreement. Every year, you refresh it.
I think I love all of these things, but I'm not sure I can talk to a pastor or an elder.
That's right. And then that's a great thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Alex, because if you're not sure about something, maybe you're in conflict with a leader or just someone else in the church, and you don't feel good about signing that agreement.
Yeah.
Because it implies that you're in unity, with the body. And that's a great check, because now, at the point where you would sign that thing and you don't feel good about it, now we can talk to you. And we can have conversation and relationship. And
that's
all that
wild.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what a segue.
What a segue.
So this March, we're talking about relationship.
We are,
and how we should kind of have this kind of permission to speak into each other's lives. And so talk a little bit about this series, because it's kind of your bag, baby.
It's
all about community. So
it's what I love.
So you just laid out a vision for us. Just refresh us on what you taught this last Sunday. Is so good.
We just talked about the idea that, man, it is critical for us to be in community with others. That there's this idea of when we are in community, it is helpful to us because we are in an epidemic of loneliness.
Wow. Yeah.
And that since 2010, we have seen an increase in loneliness, and then obviously COVID just spiked that right up.
Yes, it did.
And the issue is it's not going really down.
Wow.
And what we're talking about is just this idea that the only way to combat loneliness, even from skeptics, even from non-Christians, is to get in community and do life with people. And it's funny, it's like this, I'm listening to this mental health expert, and he goes, you just gotta hang out with people. And I'm like, it's like Jesus said that. It's like you.
Where have I heard this before?
Maybe in the Bible, Acts 2.
So good.
But basically the idea for this whole series is the idea of, why would I get into a life group? And what's the purpose of a life group? And we labeled it Be Real, kind of a catchy thing, but we actually kind of took it from a app. It's called Be Real app. And the Be Real app is all about, hey, you can't do anything on it that is fake. And basically you get a notification, you have 2 minutes to take a picture of whatever you're doing in that moment.
Oh yeah.
And it's real. It's like you can't fake it.
I love that.
And the idea was, we're taking that idea, like, we should not be faking community, because being fake in community doesn't benefit you, doesn't benefit me.
Right.
And God had called us to authentic community. And so we're talking about, what does that mean? What does it mean for me to be in community with people? How do I handle it when I see my brother or sister falling in sin and I don't know how to help them? How do I meet them where they're at? How do I love them where they're at? How do I welcome them into this community? How do I meet people in their darkness? And like I said this week, it's, man, if you're in a group, invite somebody. If you're not in a group, get in a group, because it's going to change your life. And I shared a story of how my life group radically impacted me, and how, as a pastor and as a church leader, people think, man, you guys have all the answers.
Yeah, you don't need.
You don't need. It's like, no, Jesus spoke to me and speaks to me weekly through my life.
Yeah.
And I get ministered to by other people who come into my life and say, hey, I love you, Alex, and you don't have to be anything. You're just here.
Yeah.
And I just love you because we are part of the body, and we break bread, and we love each other.
It's so great.
And so our goal with this series was just the idea of, how do we sell this to a congregation that, man, you've been hesitant about a life group, you've not been sure about it. How do we get you to move from there to here, where community matters, in one of the most isolated times of the year, and one of the times of the year where people are the most depressed? How do we help you get out of that rut? And how do we do that is, well, it turns out we follow the words of Jesus, and we get into community.
Wow. Are you feeling the fire? Are you feeling the heat?
I'm passionate about
I
this.
love that. And guys, think about this. As Jesus laid down a new community and a vision for us to be a hedge against a dark, depressed, and lonely world. And let us be that answer, right? I just love that, Alex. Thank you so much.
I use the words, and I'll use it again. The church was meant to be an oasis for community.
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Yep.
And church doesn't always get it right.
Yep.
But we're hoping to.
Culture changes when a creative minority finds a beautiful way to live. That was a quote that I heard this week, and I think that's exactly what you're talking about. When we, as a minority in a sea of loneliness, find a beautiful way to live, we are going to be an attractive oasis.
Yeah.
Well said. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to The Creek this week. Until next time, we'll see you right here at AC3.
Creek Week.
Ciao.